Before they were married, I was walking down the street with my brother. His girlfriend mistook me for his mistress and punched me in the face. My eye socket shattered and I lost sight in one eye. Her excuse, she laughed and stuck out her tongue. Sorry, my eyesight is bad. I misjudged. I'm marrying your brother soon. So we're family. Let's not hold grudges, okay? My mother and brother told me to let it go. They said I shouldn't ruin his happiness. After they got married, I was taking a shower in my own home. My sister-in-law kicked the door open and poured a pot of boiling water over me. I suffered severe burns all over my body. She cried and threw herself into my brother's arms. I just love you too much. Can't stand any other woman near you. My brother was moved by her love and forgave her. I was dumped in a hospital by my family and left to rot. I died of sepsis. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day before. I went shopping with my brother. Hannah's birthday is coming up. I need to get her a gift. Cease. Come help me pick something out. Tom shook my shoulder, jolting me awake. Phantom pain of boiling water, searing my skin lingered for a second. I frantically rolled up my sleeve, but my arm was smooth and unscared. What are you doing? Let's go. Tom urged, his voice louder now. I glanced at my phone. The date confirmed it. I had been reborn. I can't, I said, clutching my stomach and frowning. Cramps, bad ones. I'm not going anywhere. You're so dramatic. My mom's voice cut in as she walked into the room. She grabbed my arm and yanked me off the bed. It's just cramps. Stop faking it. Get up and go with your brother. I fell to the floor, unprepared for the shove. It hurt, but I didn't care. Right now my priority was saving my eye. Mom, why don't you go with Tom? You have better taste than me. If Hannah knows you picked it out, she'll be even happier. Mom rolled her eyes. I'm busse. I knew the drill. Tom wanted me to go so I would pay. Mom knew it too, which is why she didn't want to go. I pulled out my phone and Venmo. Tom, $500 here, my treat. Buy yourself some new clothes for the season while you're at it. Seeing the money, Mom's expression softened instantly. Tom realizing he had a pair. I stopped caring who went with him. Fini, Mom. Go change. Let's head out. Mom turned toward her bedroom and I followed. Mom, wear this one, I said, pulling a bright red jacket from her closet. It makes you look younger and gives you a great complexion. She put it on without a second thought. Watched them leave and let out a breath. I didn't know I was holding, but I didn't stay home. I followed them. Tom and Mom went straight to the mall. Tom knew exactly what he wanted. The luxury counters on the first floor. I watched from a distance, hidden behind a pillar. Soon a familiar figure appeared. Hannah, Tom's girlfriend, walked in arm with her best friend. Hannah, look. Isn't that your boyfriend? The friend pointed. Hannah squinted. She saw Tom walking arm in arm with a woman. They were laughing, looking intimate. Because of the angle and the woman's loose hair, Hannah couldn't see her face. But she didn't need to. It was a woman. That was enough. Unbelievable. He tells me he's shopping for my gift, but he's actually out with some skank. Watch me teach her a lesson. Hannah rolled up her sleeves and charged Tom. She screamed. Tom and Mom turned around at the sound of his name. In that split second, Hannah's fist connected squarely with Mom's eye socket. Crack. Ah. Mom screamed, stumbling back, clutching her face. You must be desperate. Hannah shrieked. You're hooking up with a grandma. If you want to break up, just say so. Tom stood frozen in shock before rushing to support Mom. Seeing him help the other woman only fueled Hannah's rage. Kill you, you old homewrecker. Shameless old hag. Are you crazy? Tom Ward, this is my mother. Hannah's hand froze in midair. What? Mom was wailing in agony. My eye, it hurts. I can't see Tom. My eye, auntie. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I thought you were. Hannah tried to reach out, but Mom slapped her hand away. Get me to the hospital now. They rushed out, ignoring Hannah completely. Hannah stood there for a moment, realizing she had just punched her future mother-in-law. But she wasn't about to lose her meal ticket. She ran after them, watching the chaos unfold. Couldn't help but laugh out loud. In my last life, I was the one walking next to Tom. I didn't even touch him. But Hannah saw us and decided I was his mistress. She sucker punched me. Even after Tom explained I was his sister, she refused to believe it. She kept hitting me and blocked me from going to the hospital. By the time I got treatment, it was too late. I lost my left eye. When I wanted to press charges, she played the victim. I have bad eyesight. You two were too close. Siblings should have boundaries. You only lost one eye. Are you really going to ruin your brother's happiness over that? You're so selfish. I was furious. But Mom snatched my phone and slapped me. You troublemaker. It's just an eye. You still have one left. You want your brother to be alone forever. Because of my disability, I lost my promotion. My boss moved me to a dead-end admin job making coffee. Later, Hannah came home early and found Tom alone. She heard the shower running and assumed he had a woman over. She boiled a pot of water, kicked the bathroom door open, and threw it without looking. It was me. I screamed as my skin melted off. Hana laukhet, dai homreka. When the steam cleared and she saw it was me, she gasped, "Sister, why are you showering in the middle of the day? Are you trying to seduce my husband?" I called 911 myself, naked and burning while I needed skin grafts. Tom and Mom stole my savings and told the doctors to stop treatment. Let her go. It's too expensive. I died of infection. On my deathbed, Hannah sneered at me, "Next time, stay away from other people's husbands." My funeral, they told everyone I had seduced my own brother, and that my death was karma. I died in agony and shame, but God gave me a second chance. And this time this family of vipers was going to pay. Tom called me from the ambulance, screaming for me to come to the hospital. When I arrived, the doctor was examining Mom. Hannah looked me up and down. "Who are you? In this life?" I had kept my distance from Tom specifically to avoid her wrath. I smiled. "You must be Hannah. I'm Tom's sister. You two are perfect for each other." Hannah didn't respond. She looked pale. Her punch at the mall had been full force. She had meant to maim. Mom's eyeball had ruptured on impact. Blood was still oozing from the corner of her eye. The doctor sighed. "We have to remove the eye immediately to prevent infection." Mom gasped and fainted with her one good eye. Rolling back, I rushed forward, wailing theatrically. "Oh Mom, my poor mother. Who did this to you? How will you live as a cyclops?" My wailing woke Mom up. She remembered her attacker. She leaped up, grabbing Hannah by the hair with one hand, and slapping her with the other. "You bitch. Give me back my eye. Give it back." Hannah was a bully, but she couldn't fight. She screamed for Tom to help. Tom stood there useless, trying to pull them apart. "Tom, break up with this psycho right now. She is never stepping foot in my house." Mom screamed. Hannah, battered and crying, clung to Tom's arm. "Babe, I'm sorry. I just loved you too much. I lost my mind." She turned to Mom. "Auntie, I'll make it up to you. I'll marry into your family and take care of you forever. I'll be your eyes." Tom's face lit up. He was satisfied he got the girl and the caretaker. But Mom wasn't having it. "Get out. I don't want a lunatic like you." She glared at Tom. "If you stay with her, you're dead to me." I stepped in to mediate. "Okay, everyone calm down. Mom is emotional. You two wait outside. I'll talk to her." Hannah sat on the bench, rubbing her swollen face. Mom sat next to her. I went back into the room. Hannah had to marry Tom. They deserved each other. I needed them under one roof so they could destroy each other. I sat next to Mom. "Mom, calm down. Think about the future." Mom glared at me. "What do you mean?" A few minutes later, I called the lovebirds back in. I agree to let you marry my son," Mom said to Hannah. Hannah beamed, opening her mouth to thank her. "But I have conditions." Mom interrupted. "First, you blinded me. You pay for the surgery and the hospital stay. Second, no dowry. No wedding gifts. If it weren't for Tom, I'd have you arrested. You'd go to prison for assault." Hannah frowned at the no dowry part. Mom immediately reached for her phone to dial 911. I jumped in. "Hannah, think about it. Once you're married, we're family. Money ruins relationships. And if Mom presses charges, you'll have a criminal record. Your future kids won't be able to get government jobs." Tom, realizing he wouldn't have to pay a dowry, immediately sided with us. Outnumbered, Hannah agreed. Her parents, fearing she had blinded her future mother-in-law, were too ashamed to argue. Since Mom needed surgery, there was no wedding. They just signed the papers at the courthouse. Mom lost her eye. I bought her a pirate patch. Hannah moved in. Mom made it her mission to make Hannah's life hell. But they were newlyweds. So Tom and Hannah were still in the honeymoon phase. Hannah, however, couldn't stop being paranoid. One day, she asked Tom to drive her to her parents' house. When she got in the car, she noticed the passenger seat had been moved forward. He didn't explode immediately. She waited until she got home. "Sis," she asked me casually, "did you sit in Tom's car recently? Did you adjust the seat?" I looked confused. "Me? No. Why? No. Why?" I asked, looking up from my laptop. I was browsing apartment listings, preparing for my exit strategy, but Hannah didn't need to know that. "Someone moved the passenger seat," Hannah said, her eyes narrowing. She picked at her nails, the chipped polish a testament to the amount of dishwashing Mom had forced her to do lately. "Tom said he gave a ride to a colleague. A female colleague." "Oh." I feigned disinterest. "Probably just a coworker. Don't overthink it." "Overthink it?" Hannah scoffed. "You don't understand men. If a woman moves the seat, she's marking her territory. It's a power move." I suppressed a smile. In my last life, this paranoia had been directed at me. Now it was turned outward, a weapon seeking a target. And knowing my brother, the target was likely real. Tom had always been weak-willed and easily flattered. With Mom now cycloptic and demanding, and Hannah constantly screeching about chores, he was definitely seeking comfort elsewhere. Maybe you should check his phone, I suggested innocently. Just to be sure. That night, the screaming started at 2 a.m. Who is Jessica? Hannah shrieked. Why is she sending you heart emojis at midnight? She's just a friend from work. You're crazy, Tom yelled back. Crazy? You want to see crazy? Crash. The sound of a vase shattering. Mom's door slammed open. Shut up. Both of you. My head hurts. Your son is cheating on me. Hannah wailed. Good. Mom yelled back. At least she probably has 2 working eyes. I lay in bed, listening to the chaos, and slept like a baby. A month passed. The household was a war zone. Mom, bitter about her disfigurement, treated Hannah like a servant. The soup is too salty. Are you trying to give me hypertension so I stroke out and you can take the house? Mom would scream, throwing the bowl on the floor. Hannah would clean it up, seething. She couldn't leave. She had no money, she was paying Mom's medical bills in installments. No job, Tom insisted she stay home to care for Mom, and her parents refused to take her back. One Tuesday, I came home early from work to retrieve some documents. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I walked past the bathroom and heard the shower running. Tom was home early? Suddenly, the front door burst open. Hannah stormed in, her face red, carrying a grocery bag. She heard the water running. Her eyes instantly dilated with rage. He's home, she whispered to herself. He's washing off her scent. She dropped the groceries. She marched to the kitchen. I watched from the shadows of the hallway as she filled the large pasta pot with water and set it on the stove. She cranked the heat to high. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was it. The moment from my past life. The karma loop closing. But this time, I wasn't in the shower. I quietly slipped out the back door and circled around to the front yard, hiding behind the hedges. I needed to witness this, but not be part of the collateral damage. Inside, the water reached a rolling boil. Hannah grabbed the handle, wrapping a towel around it. She walked toward the bathroom, her steps heavy with intent. She didn't hesitate. She kicked the door open. Die, you cheating bastard. Splash. A scream tore through the neighborhood. But it wasn't a woman's scream. It was a guttural, deep howl of agony. Hannah. What the f-a-h-h-h? I peeked through the window. Hannah stood in the bathroom doorway, the empty pot clanging to the floor. Inside the steam-filled room, Tom was writhing on the tiles, clutching his face and chest. His skin was already blistering, turning an angry, peeling red. Tom. Hannah gasped, her rage instantly replaced by horror. Tom? Why are you alone? You crazy bee. Tom couldn't finish the sentence. He passed out from the shock. Just then, Mom came running from her bedroom, awakened by the screams. She saw her precious son on the floor, steaming. She saw Hannah standing there. You killed him. Mom shrieked, charging at Hannah. You murderer. You demon. Mom tackled Hannah. They rolled on the floor, biting, scratching, pulling hair. Mom's eye patch flew off, revealing the gruesome, stitched-up socket. Hannah screamed in terror. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. Yes, please hurry. My sister-in-law. I think she snapped. She poured boiling water on my brother. There's so much blood. The hospital waiting room was a sense of déjà vu, but the roles were reversed. I sat calmly reading a magazine while Mom paced, wailing into her phone to anyone who would listen. She tried to cook him. My son. My beautiful boy. The doctor came out looking grim. He has third-degree burns on 40% of his body, mostly his face, chest, and groin. He will survive, but the recovery will be long and painful, and there will be significant scarring. Mom collapsed into a chair. His handsome face. And the doctor hesitated. The genitals were severely affected. It is unlikely he will have normal function again. I lowered my magazine to hide my smirk. No more female colleagues for Tom. Hannah was arrested on the spot. She claimed it was an accident, that she thought there was an intruder. But the neighbors had heard her scream, "Die, you cheating bastard." And I, the tearful sister, gave a statement about her history of violent jealousy and the passenger seat incident. She was obsessed, I told the detective, wiping away a fake tear. She punched my mother's eye out before they even got married. We were all terrified of her. Hannah was denied bail. With Hannah in jail and Tom in the ICU, the burden of care fell on Mom. You have to help me pay for this, Mom demanded, cornering me in the kitchen a week later. The skin grafts are expensive, and we need a lawyer for Tom. I can't, I said, packing the last of my boxes. I just put a down payment on a condo. I'm moving out today. What? Mom's jaw dropped. You can't leave. Your brother needs you. Who is going to change his bandages? Who is going to help me? You're his mother, I said coldly. You told me once that a daughter is like spilled water. Useless once she leaves the house. Well, I'm leaving. You ungrateful brat. After everything I did for you. You did nothing for me. I snapped, my voice finally rising. When Hannah punched your eye out, you blamed me for having bad taste in clothes. In another life, when I was hurt, you left me to rot. I owe you nothing. Mom looked confused. Another life? What are you talking about? You're crazy. Maybe, I shrugged. But I'm crazy, rich, and leaving. Good luck with Tom. I hear burn debridement screams are quite loud. I walked out the door, leaving her standing in the empty living room. 6 months passed. I visited them occasionally, just to enjoy the show. The house was filthy. Mom had aged 10 years. Tom was home now, but he was a monster. The scarring on his face had tightened, pulling his mouth into a permanent sneer. One of his ears had melted off. He refused to leave his room, spending his days playing video games and screaming at Mom to bring him food. Where is my dinner, you useless old hag? Tom roared from upstairs. I'm coming. My back hurts. Mom yelled back, limping up the stairs with a tray. Because of his injuries, Tom had lost his job. Mom had to dip into her retirement savings, which were dwindling fast. They had to sell the car. Then came the trial. Hannah pleaded insanity, but the prosecution, armed with my testimony and the records of her violent outbursts, pushed for attempted murder. In court, Hannah looked like a ghost. She saw Tom in the audience, wrapped in compression garments, his face a mask of red scar tissue. She started laughing hysterically. Look at you, she cackled. No one will want you now. You're mine forever. She was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Tom, humiliated by her laughter, went home and took it out on Mom. He started throwing things. Plates, cups, the remote. One day, he threw a glass heavy enough to crack Mom's good orbital bone. I got the call from the neighbor. Your mother is in the hospital. Your brother. I think he hit her. I went to the hospital. Mom was lying in the bed, looking small and broken. Her good eye was swollen shut. She was now effectively blind. He hit me, she whispered, grabbing my hand. My own son. I did everything for him. I forgave his wife for blinding me. I wiped his ass when he was burned. And he hit me. I know, I said. I told you he was selfish. Take me with you, she begged. Please. I can't go back there. He'll kill me. I looked at her. I remembered the sensation of boiling water on my skin. I remembered lying in a hospital bed, begging them to save me, while she counted the money she stole from my wallet. I can't, Mom. I said gently. I have a roommate. No pets allowed. I'm your mother. You're the woman who raised a monster and then married him off to a psychopath. You made your bed. Now lie in it. I called social services and reported elder abuse. Then I called the police and reported the assault. Tom was arrested. Because of his disability, and the fact that Mom refused to testify against him in the end, he's my son. He didn't mean it. He got a plea deal, probation and mandatory anger management. But he couldn't live alone, and he had no one to abuse. Mom was moved into a state-run nursing home, the cheapest one I could find. 3 years later, I was shopping at the mall, the same one where it all started. I was buying a gift for my fiancé, a kind, gentle man who knew nothing of my past life but loved the woman I had become. I saw a beggar near the entrance. He was sitting in a wheelchair, holding a cup. His face was a melted ruin, terrifying to look at. People gave him a wide berth. It was Tom. I stopped. He looked up with his one good eye. Recognition dawned slowly. Sis, his voice was a raspy croak. Sis, is that you? He tried to will toward me. Help me, please. I'm hungry. Mom died last month. The nursing home kicked me out after the money ran out. I have nowhere to go. I looked at him. I felt nothing. No cat. No pity. Just the indifference you feel for a bug you stepped on. I don't have any cash, I said. You have a credit card. Buy me food. Buy me a hotel room. I'm your brother. My brother died a long time ago, I said. You're just the guy who stood by and watched me burn. What? You never burned. I got burned. Karma keeps score, Tom, I whispered. I turned to walk away. Wait. Wait. He screamed, trying to grab my leg. I stepped aside easily. A security guard, seeing the beggar harass a well-dressed woman, stepped in. Sir, you need to leave the property. She's my sister. She's rich. She owes me. I looked at the guard. I've never seen this man before in my life. The guard nodded and began to push Tom's wheelchair toward the street. Tom screamed curses at my back, but his voice was weak, drowned out by the chatter of happy shoppers. I walked into the luxury store and bought a silk tie. Red. A nice deep crimson. It matched the color of the jacket I had picked out for Mom that day. Epilogue. I visited Hannah in prison once. Just out of curiosity. She looked old. Hard. Prison had not been kind to her. Why are you here? She spat through the glass. Just wanted to say thank you, I said. Thank you? She looked confused. For what? Ruining your life? No, I smiled, leaning in close to the glass. For ruining theirs. She stared at me. the madness still flickering in her eyes, but dimmed by defeat. I left the prison and walked out into the sunshine. The air was crisp. My eyesight was perfect in both eyes. My skin was smooth. My life was my own. I got into my car and drove away, leaving the ghosts of my family in the rearview mirror, shrinking until they disappeared completely.